You can tell by the title of this video, you see that the Karens are after us, man. And this is like the third time that it's happened on the channel, and it continues to happen, so.
Boo! You stink!
It's just a minor setback for me to come back. We do have to get this out of here. HOA said it's not in a running state, and it's an eyesore, and it's devaluing property, and so on and so forth. Little do they know, as soon as it's running, it's coming right back. In the meantime, in between time, we'll relocate until we get this bad boy running, and then, you know what I'm saying, we'll come terrorize the neighborhood since they want to be Karens about it. Today, I need to take the hood off. Again, you see my little contraption, my trusty contraption, how I take the hood off. I was able to notch the firewall to allow the engine to fit in there. There's another part of the firewall that I want to notch on the opposite side. And then I'm gonna head off the I'm gonna head off to Home Depot to buy some galvanized steel and use a cardboard to trace where I cut, copy it with the steel. That way I can go ahead and patch up what I cut, and then I'm also gonna put some flame resistant insulating foam just to, you know, add an extra layer of protection behind it, and then I'm gonna put the plate over it and stuff like that. But without further ado, let's get to it. All right, y'all, so we got the hood off and we are now tailoring up the engine bay. There was a wiring harness that came out of here that was obstructing the engine from seating far back enough to fit inside of the motor mount. So we went ahead and notched that out. I'm about to run to the hardware store now, like I said, to get some flame resistant foam just to keep the barrier. And we're gonna get some stainless steel to go over that, seal that up real good, real nice. And we should be good enough to go ahead and drop the engine in here. There are a couple lines that we also have to replace. Within the midst of trying to fit the engine in, I messed up the transmission line. I'm not sure if that's the supply or the return, but that is messed up. That has to get replaced. These are the old gas lines which are coming out. I got a new setup for that, so I'm gonna cut those lines out. We'll deal with that rat's nest of a wiring harness later. We just need the wiring harness to get the engine mounted up and running. So I'm gonna run to the hardware store now, get what I need, and then come back and finish this up. All right, y'all, so I have been working for probably about the last couple hours, got back from the store. Pretty much got that fabbed up. I'm gonna go behind with some seam sealer on all of that and then come through and paint it black just so it's all uniform, patched and closed. I got the transmission lines out of the way. I had to cut those. I'm just gonna run AN lines with those. So that's done for, and that's still the factory wiring harness. I'm assuming it goes to the ECU. I haven't quite figured out exactly what all is connected to it. We have the engine space to do what is needed, and that is sit the engine inside and hopefully mount the transmission up and it'll sit in the same spot. Yeah, let's jump inside on this engine and get that set up. I realized with my 4L60 I did not properly install the torque converter, so I'm gonna take it back apart, take the torque converter out, refill it properly, and see if we can fit the engine inside the engine bay.
Day 2.
What's good, YouTube? So it is the next day, and I know a lot of these clips, man, they're short and to the point because this junk has been kicking my butt. You know your boy has been on the time crunch. Last video I showed the HOA has been on me and I gotta get it moved, so I just been out here working. I got the hood off now. I went ahead and painted the engine bay, got it all cleaned up and looking better. We still got to figure out what to do with this wiring harness here. The engine bay is prepped and ready for the motor to go in, so as you can see, we got that geared up. I got the transmission fixed. I was having issues getting the transmission to turn, but I think we figured it out. So right now we're about to hook the engine up to the motor hoist, go ahead and drop that bad boy in, you know what I'm saying? Then I get back to you. Hey man, after literal days of trying to do this, we just about got the engine in. We got that motor mount in place. We're just trying to line that up, and it should be in place, and I can go to start working on wiring. Right now I'm just trying to secure this very last motor mount, and then we should be able to move forward. For anybody that is trying this on this specific kind of car, let me give you some tips. The firewall is going to have to be modified for this engine to fit. Secondly, it's going to be a pain, so it's easier to have multiple jacks to allow you to maneuver the engine a lot more easy. And patience, you're going to really need a lot of patience when doing this, but we're almost finished. Let me get this last motor mount in. Hey dog, I'm still fighting. Vet's still right here. I am dehydrated, I am hungry, and I'm fighting for my life. Nah, I had to take a little 15-minute break, dog, and just wanted to update y'all. Still haven't gotten the motor mount in. Still fighting. I'm sure that I can maneuver this bad boy around, but I'm taking a little break, man. Let me get about 15 minutes. Y'all can see, man, we got that motor mount in, so the engine is secured. We're working on getting the C-beam. Y'all remember that infamous C-beam that kicked my butt last time? We just got to get the C-beam installed and the drive shaft installed, and we'll be on our way. Last thing, I plan on getting this done today, and then this will probably be the final thing I do today, and then I'll wait till tomorrow to do the wiring and possibly the fuel system, just to see where we end up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm finna go ahead and throw this drive shaft in. So I can see, man, motor in. Still got to work on the wiring, still got to do the fuel system, but obviously that intake also is not going to clear the hood, so I got to figure something out with that. I was thinking of shaving it, but even what I think that shape, it still wouldn't fit. All of the accessories, water pump, the crankshaft, pulley, what else? All the other accessories should fit on, no problem. Not sure about that power steering pump. It should also fit as well with no problems. We got to figure something with the exhaust as well. Man, this is almost the home stretch. It's beat me. I am tired. I don't feel like doing this anymore. At this current point in time, I'm sure motivation will come at some point in time, but y'all also know that the HOA is on my ass, so I had to keep turning wrenches whether I feel like it or not, just to make sure I get it to a point where I can move that bad boy, you feel me? Not only am I tired, my boy here tired too. We finna wrap up for the day. I'm finna throw the hood back on. The intake is not mounted, so I'm gonna take the intake off. Yeah, man, it's a successful day in my book. I knocked off a big milestone, which was get the engine in the car. The engine is in the car. Got the drive shaft hooked up, and I got part of the C-beam reconnected as well, so we made progress. I'm about to clean up the rest of this mess, get the hood back on, and I'm done. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. It's your boy J-Lo signing off this guy.